So I think it's safe to say that the majority of us was disappointed by the Sonic Frontiers ending. But today I'm going to go ahead and give you my idea of how it should have ended and the way it could have been more impactful on the Sonic fan base. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get her started.
I've been infused with weird zappy stuff before. Besides, I feel like it gave me some kind of boost.
Or so he thought. Let's go ahead and do a little recap for the ones who for some reason doesn't know how this game turns out. As you progress in the game and make your way to these different islands, you free Knuckles, Tails, and Amy from these capsule-like gel cell things. But it's coming at a cost. If you can notice that red and negative energy from those capsules are flowing into Sonic, it looks like the negative energy is corrupting him. Okay, look, at this point, I personally thought that something more gut-wrenching and sinister was going to happen. Maybe just due to the fact that Ian Flynn was the writer of this game and he's taken very dark turns on multiple occasions in the comics. But let's go ahead and fast forward to the ending. Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious at this point that the corruption is becoming a major problem for Sonic. It's just we've never seen anything like this before. We've never seen Sonic in a state such as this. Because you already know in recent years, it's always been happy-go-lucky, sunshine and rainbows for the Sonic franchise. But like I said, since Ian Flynn was given the responsibility to write this game, I thought we were going to get something more serious. And wait, hold up. Before you start throwing shade in the comments, don't get me wrong, this game had a very dark and serious tone. More serious than the most recent games that we've been getting. And I absolutely appreciate that. I really and truly do. But there is something that could have been done at the end of the game that would have impacted us as the Sonic fan base and had us looking like this. Now, hear me out. I personally think that a good way it could have ended, us as the player would have taken the roles of Knuckles, Amy, and Tails, and it would have became a Sonic Heroes style gameplay. You know, being able to switch characters mid-gameplay to use their own unique abilities to fight an evil, corrupted Sonic. I don't know if you're on board with me with this, but just think about it. You take the roles of Sonic's friends to fight Sonic because he becomes the threat. Now I'm pretty sure I know what you're thinking. How the hell would Knuckles, Tails, and Amy take down an evil version of Sonic? But this is a video game. I'm pretty sure they would find a way for them to win. The way I think it would go down, you have this whole fight sequence between the trio and Sonic. As you're in gameplay, you're trying to figure out how to take them down. You're at the edge of your seat. You're gripping your controller, smashing the buttons. Your palms are sweaty, your knees are weak, and your arms are heavy. And then once you finally get to the end of the fight sequence, you take that final blow and then it cuts straight to a cutscene. And Tails being Tails, he figures out a way to bring Sonic back to reality, which will lead us up to this point here.
Those visions we saw, we can drive back the corruption and bring him back.
So just like he said, they can use the visions that they saw earlier in the game to drive the corruption backwards. So once they start this, they'll start talking to Sonic and saying things to him that they know will get to him. Tails saying that he wants Sonic to see the hero he became. Amy saying that Sonic still has love to share with the world. And Knuckles just simply saying, we're even after this. So now Sonic is just magically back to his normal self. You know, one of those the power of friendship things, yeah. But Knuckles, Tails, and Amy pretty much sacrifice their bodies temporarily, and I guess they, their souls or their conscience is in Sonic's head, I guess you could say. So now at this point, the main objective is to take out the End, but also known as Awari, also known as Supreme, also known as the Voice, also known as the All-Consuming Void, also known as the Great Destroyer, also known as the Orchestrator and Arbiter of Order, also known as the True Enemy, or as Sonic put it simple, the spooky Sky Voice. Now earlier, Sage even told Robotnik that she saw no chance of them winning. But this whole thing of Sonic getting out of that corruption stage was not in her vision. So now, all of a sudden, she said, this is our chance. So she convinces Robotnik to team up with Sonic. But once Sonic and Eggman get done with their little chit chat, the three of them head to Oranos Island, which is the last island in the game. So now you're back to playing as Sonic, and as you're exploring Oranos Island, I don't know how it would even come about, but let's just go ahead and say that the emeralds that you're collecting in this island happen to be the Super Emeralds. So once you collect the 6th Super Emerald, Sonic will continue his adventure to find the 7th. But Fortunately, Robotnik has the 7th one. He tells Sonic to beat the giant, he gives him the emerald, and instead of being repetitive like the entire game is with Super Sonic, he turns into Hypersonic. Like I said, I don't know how this would have gone about. I know the Master Emerald is the reason the Chaos Emeralds can turn into the Super Emeralds. The Master Emerald is nowhere to be seen. It's mentioned, but it's not seen. Let's just go ahead and use our imaginations, alright? Just go ahead and think of how this would have went about. So now as Hypersonic, you fight what you think is the last boss. You go ahead and have this long drawn out battle with this guy. Once you defeat it, it'll flee into outer space to take its true form, and then behold the final antagonist of the game, the end. Now you go into this arcade style Galaga type gameplay. I definitely would have scrapped this. I did not enjoy this one bit. So playing as Hypersonic, it will not be in this overhead arcade style gameplay. It'll look something like this. You'll be flying through space trying to get close to the end, but as you're trying to get close to the end will be shooting projectiles at you, rocks, asteroids, and stuff like that, trying to keep you at a distance the best it possibly can. So in a nutshell, it looks something like this. But then once you get past all the obstacles and the projectiles, you can end it off with this. And then from this point here, you would have just completed the game. Now at this point, I wouldn't have changed anything. Sage Your Sacrifice is still there. The end was just eliminated. Sonic returns. His friends are waiting on him. Everything is all good. And now Sonic and Knuckles can go back to making weird faces at each other. And then they all lived happily ever after. Now that's going to pretty much do it for today's video. I do thank you for staying to the end of this video. If you agree with me or if you disagree, just go ahead and let me know down in the comments. It's okay. I'm not going to be upset with you if you disagree. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. Now, if you have a different thought on how this should have ended, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I would love to know what y'all would have wanted. And also, not to mention, this is subject to change because of the DLCs and the updates that we are getting, you know, with the new story and the playable characters and whatnot. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Now, with all that being said, y'all have a good day, stay safe and be great, and we're officially out.